Oh why did they teach us Shakespeare when you're only 16? No idea what it all means.
Have you got any Shakespeare in your locker?
There's two I sort of know a bit, but not a lot. I used to know them a lot when I was a bit younger. I mean, you've thrown me this. There's a few people in the corner of the clubhouse here. They might hear this.
We want them to.
I know. Why don't you get on the little corner stage and just do
Well, no, I'm not going to do that.
Go on.
I've got Put Soft in the locker.
Go on.
Romeo, but I'm a bit old for that now.
Yeah. It's not your casting.
And I've got Richard III.
Have you?
I've got a bit of that in, and I'm too young for that.
Well, give us a hunch.
Is that
Go on,
good?
give us a bit.
Now. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now is the winter of our discontent
Made glorious summer by the shining sun of York. Now are our brows bound with victorious wreaths. It's very good.
Yeah.
I'm very good. I'm good at Shakespeare. I don't want to ruin this in case, like, the head of the RSC casting is listening to this.
Yeah. Well, have you got a bit of but soft?
But soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou her maid art far more fair than she. Cast it off, I think, something like that. I was in the mode.
Nice, well done, that's good, yeah,
I know.
great, very
I
good.
saw. I wanted to play Romeo. I mean, I'm not too old just yet, but I wanted to play Romeo at one point. But you know,
You look
Yeah.
like a Romeo.
I do. Thanks, mate. I'd also
Yeah,
be a
you
good
do.
Mercutio
Yeah, you would actually.
with
Yeah.
the pair. And John Joe O'Neill did an incredible Mercutio at the RSC.
Did he?
Where
I like John Joe O'Neill.
he in the pair speech. You know, when he's talking to Romeo and he's like, Romeo, will you just get on with it and calm down? He takes John Joe O'Neill did a bit where he mimed getting inside of Juliet's back passage and then
Back
started
passage?
swimming. Well, the passage of whatever, and started swimming around it. It was incredible.
Wow,
Yeah, it was really, really funny.
That's
John
not
Joe O'Neill,
necessarily
brilliant.
what William imagined when he penned that little speech.
I would guess not. No, and Maria Gale did a brilliant Juliet.
Oh, I was at
Maria Gale
university
did a
with
brilliant
Maria Gale. We're talking Shakespeare, if you haven't guessed this week, because
Billy
I am
Shakes.
mid-rehearsal for the definitive production of Macbeth upcoming, touring to a beautiful castle or stately home near you. It's actually on tour. If you do want to go see Macbeth, Google Duke's Theatre Company, and it's touring right through to September.
There we go. Get your tickets.
And it comes to London to the Wilton's Music Hall, beautiful venue in London as well.
Incredible venue. Yeah.
And doing a little indoor tour at the end of the tour in the autumn as well. So yeah, go see Macbeth. It's coming on very, very well.
Remember that the most important word in the tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow speech is actually and not tomorrow.
Oh yes, you've told us this bit. Who said that? Was it McKellen or something?
McKellen to Stewart.
Oh, that's
Patrick.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Tomorrow.
And tomorrow.
And
And tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow.
it's the different of the ands.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's a good note, that.
I did a camper van road trip where there was a company called Wicked Campers before I bought my own camper van, and they did an offer where you could relocate one of their vans around Europe. Because they allowed backpackers to do one-way hires, and they needed to redistribute their vans every now and then. So you'd go on their website. I saw one, it said, we need to get a van from London to Oslo.
Nice.
And you can hire the van for £1 a day.
Nice.
So I had a bit of time, and I thought, right, I'm going to do it. So I set off. They had 2 weeks to get it there, and I drove from London to Oslo, and I went via Denmark, and I went to the castle of Elsinore, which is where Hamlet is set.
Cool.
And I went to the castle, stood on the walls, and recited a little bit of To Be or Not To Be, stood on the walls of Elsinore. How cool is that, looking out to sea?
That is very cool.
Can I just say, the first thing when you said that into my head was, ugh.
What a
The
wanker.
second thing that went into my head was, I'd have done exactly the same thing. And wow, me and Rob are actually really good friends because I'd have done exactly the same thing.
Right.
I did the same when I was in Rome in Ostia at the amphitheatre. I started doing some Oedipus. So yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine, totally fine. I don't know why I was like, what a knobhead. No, brilliant, beautiful.
I got a little fun fact about me and Shakespeare,
Oh, yeah.
to be fair.
Billy Shakes, come on.
There was a time when I was very much into thespianism and wanted to be an actor myself.
But you're not anymore.
No, I love watching acting, but I just, I just don't think I can make a career in it,
Yeah.
Neither can me and Rob, to be fair.
I see fantastic actors like you two and think, if you guys struggle, then what am I going to do?
It's okay when we take self-degradation is okay, yeah, but not from anybody else, right?
Right, yeah. But so there was a time when I auditioned for drama schools, and I hadn't quite understood. And you have to do like a Shakespeare monologue,
classical text and a modern text.
I hadn't quite understood the concept of you should act characters your age.
Yes.
And so I was like 17 or 18, and I chose Shylock's monologue from Merchant of Venice.
Nice.
Just because I really like the character, and
did you choose it because you really like the character, or did you find a classic monologues book in the shop and just pick one out randomly? Didn't read the rest of the play and didn't quite understand the rest of the character, like 90% of students I audition do.
Yes.
I watched the movie with Al Pacino, which I thought was really good. And I also really liked saying the word ducats.
Nice.
That was a big motivation of mine.
Yeah. That is a fun word, James.
That's all you need.
It is, isn't it? Yeah,
so many great words in Shakespeare. Have you been in a Shakespeare production, Jack?
I am ashamed and really sad to say no, and I'm desperate too, if I'm honest with you.
Which one?
Good question.
You'd be a good Iago, I think.
Oh my God, I would love to play Iago.
Yeah.
What made me fall head over heels in love with Rory Kinnear and is still to this day my favourite actor in the world was his Iago at the National in 2011-10 or whatever it was. Against Adrian Lester's Othello. It was absolute perfection, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I'd love to play Iago.
So Iago, for listeners who don't know, is this sort of trusty lieutenant of Othello, the great warrior of Shakespeare's play, who turns against him. He's a manipulator behind the scenes. Yeah, two-faced manipulator. And some great, great speeches.
I'd like to have a go at, I think we would all like to have a go at Hamlet one day.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or take arms against them and
against something.
I don't know. I used to know that. I used to know it. I need to go back to that.
I did my second. Well, I did but soft at drama school for my speech, and then my second one was that this too solid flesh would melt.
Too solid flesh would melt.
Yeah, you see, okay, you've just done something there that I know is a joke, and you wouldn't do this professionally. But there is something in the industry known as the Shakespearean actor, and it's this very bold and very sort of outdated version, and the very odd ways of dealing with the pentameter, and it's all very much like this. And you go and see it, and it's very hammy. It can be very hammy. I think the RSC... they're not like that anymore. If anyone from the casting department is listening, I'd love to work with you. But I remember when I was, sort of late teens, early 20s, there was a real poor few seasons at the RSC where they were just hiring actors that were just very, very sort of, old-fashioned ways of doing it. And no, not very good. I love it when it speaks volumes of what Shakespeare's text is and why it stood so many hundreds of years of test of time and all that kind of stuff is when there's new adaptions of it and it's put into sort of more modern settings and
make it a little bit relevant
because it highlights the relevance of the themes that he deals with. Because I think Judi Dench said Shakespeare is life, it's human, he's the first person to sort of in his whole canon capture nearly all aspects of what it is to be a human in the human condition, hence why we still read, teach, learn, watch his work now. It's just
400 and odd years after the event.
Yeah, I'm a big Shakespeare fan, big Shaky fan.
Well, we thought just to make... Obviously, I'm in the middle of rehearsing it, so I'm a bit immersed in it, and I did a production of As You Like It last year as well. Just made us think a little bit about sport in Shakespeare, which there isn't loads of, but there is some sport in Shakespeare. Did you look into it?
There is a little bit. There is a little bit. I mean, when we were texting about the research of this, not that we do loads of research, there were a few, but they're not really kind of like sports that we play now. So,
well, yes,
some of them are a bit outdated.
Or was it like Quidditch?
Quidditch.
Yeah, they used to play Quidditch, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have been in and directed As You Like It, and I played, when I was first in it, Charles the wrestler. And so that is very much sport, a ring. The character, it's quite early on in the play, and Orlando, the younger brother of Oliver, who's a bit of a nasty piece of work, is set up to have a wrestling match with Charles the wrestler, who's the court wrestler. And Oliver does it essentially to try and kill his brother Orlando, and he gets the court wrestler, who is renowned and literally just comes fresh from defeating 3 brothers in a wrestling match, and takes on Orlando, who defeats Charles the wrestler against all the odds, and in so doing wins the heart of the watching Rosalind during the wrestling match. And so I played Charles Wrestler, and I had long blonde hair at the time. It was not long after my travelling experience. I had quite long blonde hair, and I had my hair back in a kind of man bun ponytail as I was topless, wrestling.
Rippling.
Wrestling. Great actor, a lovely man called Chike Okonkwo was playing Orlando in our production, and him and I had a proper good old topless wrestle in the theatre in the round. I must find a picture of it, actually. It's quite cool.
You don't have to.
But that's an example of some actual sport taking place mid a Shakespeare play. Obviously, there is reference to fencing, and there's a lot of sword play in the context of war, but there is fencing for sport in some plays as well, isn't there? I think that takes... Well, in Hamlet itself...
Well, yeah, they do a little bit of that,
There's a kind of duel, isn't there, between Hamlet and Laertes, which is a fencing match at the end of that.
Which, you know...
There's archery takes place.
Yeah, archery. There's also bear baiting, Rob.
Yes.
So that's fun, isn't it? That's a fun thing. Do you reckon what would that entail back in the day?
Bear baiting?
Is it just cockfighting with bears?
Yeah, I guess it essentially is winding up and chaining bears and then watching them go at it. And I guess then having bets to see who wins.
Who wins? Bloody horrible.
Have you got a picture of you bear baiting?
Not bear baiting, no.
No.
But there is also reference to football.
Le foot, yes.
In King Lear, Kent insults Oswald and kicks him. And he goes, "No, tripled neither, you base football player." Now, football player being a serious insult because it implied someone of quite low status, a bit rough manners, because even though football itself wasn't invented until like the 1900s as a sort of organised sport, there was references to football and football playing where matches were really, really brutal, played by quite peasant people, where there'd be a pig's bladder kicked about on a field, and people, like, games would end up in mass fights and indeed murders at various times. So it was considered to be a really base activity.
I mean, that's used every Saturday at Ellen Road, isn't it?
Yeah. How things move on. There was also talk of, and you can find it online, there's a picture of what is considered to be the oldest football in the world, which was found in Mary Queen of Scots' bedroom in the late 16th century. So that is, in the late 16th century. So that's obviously Shakespearean time.
Yeah, it is.
Is that where the saying, "toss the old pigskin around," came from?
That classic saying, American "toss the old pigskin."
That's American football, pigskin. They used to be made at pigskin, yeah.
Well, so did ours, apparently, according to historian Rob.
But I don't think we've ever said pigskin in terms of a football, in terms of over here. So, James, I'm going to say sit the next couple of grinds out and you were okay, right?
All right, then.
Pigskin is what they call an American football in America.
I see.
So I guess it would be something to do with that. Rob, if you could play any... What are you doing?
I'm just going to my Shakespeare bookshelf, just looking at various...
Just looking through his historical library.
Yeah.
For a tome on the subject.
Sorry, what was your question?
You're just reading Shakespeare now in the clubhouse.
He looks like such a snob right now.
Yeah, you did.
Did I? That's great.
Very erudite of you, yeah. So there's also, talking of modern adaptations of Shakespeare plays and talking about the relevance of it now, and in terms of sport, there is currently...
Please, find some tenuous link.
Some tenuous link, yeah.
For doing this episode.
Well, no, I could talk about Shakespeare non-stop anyway. It doesn't have to be about sport. Anyway, talking about Shakespeare being able to... I love Shakespeare when it's put into modern adaptations and stuff, and a tenuous sort of link to football.
Yeah.
There is currently, at time of recording, a production of Much Ado About Nothing at the RSC that is set in sort of like, well, it's a romantic comedy, that show anyway, and it's set around two football teams. And it's about how the wags collide.
Oh, yeah.
And the lads collide and all this kind of stuff. I'm just reading it here. Beatrice and Benedict in Shakespeare's original rom-com set in the world of top-flight football and celebrity culture where scandal-filled rivalries are the hottest new thing and lads and wags collide. I think that's a great idea. Freema Agyeman.
Sounds horrific to me. Imagine sort of merging Shakespeare and sport, or like theatre and sport just generally. It just seems a bad idea.
Oh, yeah, that's
it's a
really
stupid
bad idea.
to be honest with you.
Certainly wouldn't do nearly close to 100 episodes of a podcast about it, would you? Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, Freema Agyeman is in it. And James, you like Freema Agyeman, don't you?
She is gorgeous.
He's fallen in love.
She is one of my favourite doctor's assistants.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In Doctor What?
Yeah.
So, Rob, what in terms of Shakespeare, what's some of the best productions you've seen of Shakespeare plays?
I remember seeing a cheek by jowl production of Othello, which my friend was in, that I really, really enjoyed. And it was actually done by a young... They only did it 1 year, I think. They put together a young Shakespeare company at the RSC of graduates from drama schools. And my mate Matt Douglas was in that. And it toured the world. What a great gig. Like one of your first jobs out of drama school to literally tour the world in a cheek by jowl production with the RSC of Othello, which I really, really enjoyed. I saw Glenda Jackson in King Lear, which is one of my favourite plays to read. I've always struggled seeing it in production a little bit because it can go on a little bit, but it's a fantastic play, and she was extraordinary as King Lear, and to see her on stage before she parted this mortal coil. Shakespeare quote there, guys.
Shuffled off to do the next cool thing.
Yes.
That's very good. Alas, poor Yorick.
Yes, was really, really super. I'm trying to think of other great productions that I've seen. Obviously, the Baz Luhrmann film adaptation of Romeo and Juliet opened up Shakespeare
really
to a whole generation. It was such a fantastic movie. And obviously, everyone fell in love with Leo in that movie. And Claire Danes. What's happened to Claire Danes?
Don't know.
She was in The Hours as well, wasn't she, with Meryl Streep and stuff like that, and then sort of disappeared.
But you're
Probably
right that did... probably to cash in, yeah. You're right that film did sort of open it out to agile. I mean, I remember watching it in school, and most of the kids at the back were like, what the fuck is this shit? And I'm at the front going, actually, this is amazing. My mum, bless her, was an English teacher and a counsellor and all that kind of stuff, so Shakespeare has been... very important in terms of all of our upbringing in this family. We actually went to we used to go to the Botanical Gardens in Birmingham, which is where your play
will be touring there. Absolutely, yeah. If you're in Birmingham, guys, get along to see Macbeth.
And it's a glorious place to watch a bit of Shakespeare. If the play is good, I'm sure it will be good, Rob.
It will be. And under 2 hours, just to let everybody know. Of course,
yeah. Well, I saw a Macbeth down there. I saw a Romeo and Juliet down there, a Hamlet down there, a Merchant of Venice down there, and we used to just sit at picnics, and I'd have been about 5 or 6 and stuff. So that's how early it kind of got into me. But Shakespeare film, I'm dying to do a bit of Shakespeare. So I would love to do a couple of years at the RSC and be part of their ensemble for a couple of years, their rep ensemble. But a few standouts for me. I saw Rory's Iago and Adrian's Othello. I've seen Michael Sheen do Hamlet at the Young Vic. And it was set in a mental hospital institute.
I saw that production as well, yeah.
What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I went, actually... I often do this when I go to the theatre. When I'm in the theatre, it's often a very creative place for my imagination. I often sort of duck out of the play a little bit, especially one that I know like that, and then I just start generating my own ideas about things.
Sure.
And I have a little project of passion around Hamlet. I started working on a few weeks for myself. And when I was watching that production, it really helped generate a lot of ideas in my mind. So I kind of wasn't really... that present in it in the production itself, I think, which probably speaks to it. It was all right.
I thought his performance was outstanding.
Too old.
He did To Be or Not to Be. Yeah, he's a little bit too old. Mind you, it was ages ago. Anyway, he did To Be or Not to Be sat at the very corner of the stage, because it's a really big stage, the Young Vic, when it wants to be, actually. It's very wide. He sat in a corner of it with a very soft spotlight just on his face and torso, and just sat there and did it, and you could really see just the absolute torment of this guy and set at the backdrop of a mental institution and all this kind of stuff. It was actually quite powerful. I thought that was very good. I also saw Stephen Fry and Mark Rylance do Twelfth Night at the Apollo Theatre as well. That was outstanding. Mark Rylance played Olivia.
Yes. That was an original Shakespeare Globe production that then went into the theatre. So it was done outdoors in the Shakespeare Globe. I saw it at the Globe, and then I didn't see the transfer. But yeah, great, really good show. Great actors, sort of giving you a lot of acting for your pound.
Totally. 12 Night's a really fun play as well.
Well, I had a really formative season as a director. When I was first getting into directing, I went and spent a season at Regent's Park Open Air Theatre in London as the associate director there. And traditionally, it's sort of changed a little bit with recent artistic directors, but it used to be run by a guy called Ian Talbot. And the arc of the summer was 2 Shakespeare plays and a musical were done in what is a beautiful setting to see.
Cover all the bases.
Yeah, and in that season was Midsummer Night's Dream, as you can imagine. It's a bit of a classic for outdoor theatre, which had Sheridan Smith in it and Summer Strallen.
Oh, lovely.
And they were great, actually. It was its first and possibly only Shakespeare Sheridan had ever done. And she was fantastic. And she also played Bianca in Taming of the Shrew.
Oh, lovely.
Which is Serene Saba played Kate, and she was fantastic. Johnny Hodgkinson was Petruchio. Really good production. And even as a young kid going to being essentially like an extra, or what were called supernumeraries in productions at the West Yorkshire Playhouse, now the Leeds Playhouse, which was where I did a few professional productions. And Nicola McAuliffe, which people of a certain generation would remember her. She was in this great sitcom. She played like a surgeon, a female surgeon. I can't remember what that was called, like Knocking Off or something. I can't remember. And Nicola McAuliffe played Kate in that production which was really, really good. And that was directed by Jude Kelly, and it had a swimming pool in the middle of the set. And Kate and Petruchio fought, and they ended up in the swimming pool, and it was a really, really good production.
Oh, God, I saw David Warner's Falstaff as well. God, that was good at the RSC.
Oh, yeah.
And the Young Rep, we used to do Shakespeare at the Young Rep. We did Henry VI Part 3.
Oh, wow.
Tim Ford, bless him, directed, and with a cast of, 25, 18 to 13-year-olds.
Yeah,
we did our full production with swords. We got proper real swords, and we did stage combat and all that kind of stuff. It was very, very bold. I got down to the last 2 for Richard, Duke of Gloucester, didn't get it, and a young 12-year-old girl got it instead, and I've never.
Oh, did you storm out of that one as well?
No, I stayed at that one because the swords were quite fun.
Yeah.
But my Clarence was good, but he kind of gets a really good bit in the next play, Richard III, but I had to settle with, Rare George Clarence. I was very gutted, but anyway. But Grace Barrington, she's now a writer, and she was incredibly good. Very, very good at Richard. It's just...
very nice.
And I have got one leg short than the other, so I have to kind of play Richard III one day.
At some point. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah. Good.
If we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding but a dream, gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend. And as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck now to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So, good night unto you all. Give me your hands if we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
He'll edit this out, but he stumbled during that. He stumbled during that. Yeah. So do not edit that out, all right?
Okay.
You better keep that. Very beautiful, Robin Jacob. But you could just listen to that. It's just such glorious poetry and words. It just sounds so amazing.
Glorious words.
They are, and there's nothing. It's a balm for the soul, Shakespeare.
A balm for the soul.
It is, and I thoroughly love it. So yes, I think Ken's fallen asleep.
Well, come and see Macbeth on tour, Duke's Theatre Company. Get yourself a ticket. Go to the website. It's a super production, dark, sexy, violent, and short. So that's yeah.
What have you cut out? Is Banquo not in it?
I've done some great cuts actually, and
have you?
Also, this is a little. I am going to give it away. I've done what I think is a genius little bit of directing and editing, which I don't think I've ever seen or heard done. But Lady Macbeth comes to murder Lady Macduff.
Wait.
In the scene, it's a messenger comes to tell her to go, and then a murderer arrives and kills her. But in my version, Lady Macbeth arrives, takes her baby from her, hands it to the murderer, and watches her slain.
You can't do that.
Oh, I have.
He's done it.
It's great.
William Shakespeare, who do you think you are?
It's great. Yeah,
That's a great idea. Yeah,
it's
maybe
good.
he should have written that like that.
So, yes, come along and see that little bit of nasty work. Anyway,
Lovely.
I can see James is edging to get out of the clubhouse. So we shall conclude and catch up soon. Go see the show.
Definitely.
Yes, go see the show. Up the Shakespeare.
Bye, lads.
Yes, lads.